Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Just messing with some mowers today. I had initially done a video on this 2013 Troy built. I had got it from the part-time scrapper I paid $20 for this. Then he called me after that and he had these two units, another 2013 snapper, and that's a 2000 model year edger. So I've gone through the Troy built. I had that up on my tailgate, did a carb clean on this, and this snapper I just degreased. It had this plugged up uh, air filter full of snot, so I'm letting this air dry. I use some of the grill cleaner from Dollar Tree, sprayed that up. I noticed when I was looking at it, the choke here is stiff. The spring is missing. It's not pulling itself back. It wouldn't without the spring. That was gone, but there's a bunch of varnish most likely binding up that choke. The thermostatic wafer spring is operative. That's working. It appears just by looking at it, the adjustment is right on that. Went ahead and took a 1/2 inch socket with a ratchet and tightened up all the head bolts. I usually do that on those Quantums, so I'm going to dig into this one and do a carb clean on that. So we had added some fuel to this Troy built. I just went ahead and turned the shut-off valve, fuel shut-off valve on that. I turned it to off. So we still got a little fuel in it. I'm going to choke it and try to start this, and then we're going to move down the line. I picked up a yard machine that was advertised today. So that worked out perfectly. Little carb clean. We got a running Troy built. That'll be a good seller with the bag. I have to do an oil change and sharpen the blade yet. I wanted to make sure it started. So I had seen an ad online. It said cleaning out a shed, and it showed this push mower, and it also showed this blower, this Yardman YM290 on the shelf. It also had an electric hedger and an electric weed eater. So I messaged the lady that was advertising it. I said, what do you want for the mower? And she said 30. So I made arrangements, went out there. I said, would you be interested in throwing in the blower for $5.35 for everything? And she said, sure. I said, had you gotten a lot of calls on the mower? She said, yeah, I had a guy yesterday said he was going to come out and he never showed up. So you're the first one that showed up. So I ended up scooping up this for 30. She threw in a gas can with it. And when I pulled up to the curb, I had noticed a bunch of Coleman propane cans. So she helped me bring the stuff out to the front. She grabbed the gas can and the blower, and I pushed the mower And I said, "Are the cans full?" And she says, "I don't know. I put them out at the street and the garbage wouldn't take them. And they won't take a compressed cylinder." And just feeling it, there is propane in it. This still has the black cap on it. This one's, I can feel the weight. It's got propane. This is some sort of camping thing. I think this may be spent. I don't know much about the camping thing. It was $9.90 originally. I see the sticker on it. And then this was sitting there with it, a propane tank with the brass torch. So these were bonuses. I said, "Oh, I'll take those." And she was happy to get rid of them. She said she was just going to put them in with their household garbage, kind of conceal them, since they wouldn't take them as is. She was going to do a little sneaky sneak. So I said, "Why are you getting rid of the mower?" She said, "Well, it's been, I've got a lawn service. These have been sitting 2 years now, and I want to clean out the shed. So what we're going to find probably is stale gas after 2 years." And I already kind of looked at this blower. I looked in the tank, no fuel. I kind of touched the fuel lines, and both of them dropped off the gas tank with a little bit of pressure. So it needs a couple of lines, and I'm sure the bulb is dried out as well. So I have bulbs. So I'll go through this thing. I'm sure the carburetor's probably gummy, and replace the fuel line, see if this thing will work for me. It's the Yardman by MTD. The model number looks like the 9017 M0010. And I think it has a production date of 2000 maybe. So maybe I'll do another video on this thing. Get all my 2-cycle stuff out here and check it out. So let's look at this thing. Let's take a fuel sample. Turkey baster with a half of an iced tea container. Sweet tea. We'll put the handle up. Try starting it. Well, fuel doesn't look that bad. I figured it would be brown, but there is a lot of contamination. I see some stuff in the fuel. That should be enough to look at. There's some stuff dancing around in it, but I don't see water. I'd be shocked if this thing started. Let's look at the air filter. Oh, I do see a little bit there. It finally settled down at the bottom. There is a tiny bit of moisture down there. All that yard debris kind of wrapped around it. So that's that. I kind of looked at the oil earlier. It's got oil. Kind of funky looking oil. Deck's extremely dirty. Looks like they cut wet grass the last time they used it and just rolled it into the shed. "2017, by the way, on the model year. I didn't tell you that. 2017. Extremely clean air filter. There's some mold here on the rubber primer bulb. So what I'm going to do is put you back up on the stand. I'm going to put the handle in the upright position. Just prime it and go. See if we have any action with this 2017. I usually don't spend 30, but this was a private sale, not a scrapper sale. So when she said 30, I just went along with it and paid 5 for the yard man blower. I think the yard man blower will be a good project to work on. See if I can resurrect that with some new fuel line. Feels like it's got good compression. Probably the fuel aged out. Even if it was non-ethanol, I didn't even ask her what kind of gas she put in it. Even if it was non-ethanol, it would have aged out by now. Even that has a shelf life, like the 10% ethanol-based fuel. Okay, kicked off for a moment. I got worried there. We pulled on it a few times and it didn't kick off. But it finally did with a shot of choke cleaner, carbon choke cleaner, highly flammable. So we know what we got to do. Clean out the gas tank and take the carb apart, clean the carb out. Most likely there's water in the bottom of the bowl. So I'm happy with this one. For 30, what I'll end up doing is adjusting the wheels. I think the wheels are in the center position. There's 3 pre-drilled holes for each wheel, and I think this one's right in the middle just by looking at it. Let's look at blade condition. We'll turn this over. Yeah, it is in the middle position. So they put this thing away wet, just grass all over the place, moldy, mildew grass. So blade doesn't look bad. It's straight here. There's no rounding on the tip. And I don't feel any edge on it, but there's no big gouges. This can be sharpened up. I can put an edge on that. This one here, I don't feel any gouges. She didn't hit anything. It just needs to be touched up, and we are in the center hole. You can see the top hole, the bottom hole under all that grass, top and bottom. So I'll wire brush these, put a little 50/50 acetone ATV on these. Loosen them up and bring them down to this hole. Give me the highest deck clearance. I think that's a good place to set these. Higher grass cut, the better, in my opinion. You don't want to scalp it. You want it to grow and prosper, not bake under the Florida sun and struggle and starve and dehydrate and all that stuff, all that bad stuff. I want nice, green, lush lawn. There are some spots that got to fill in, but not bad. I really don't mess with the lawn too much as far as fertilizing or aerating. I know some people go fanatic. I don't have a irrigation system. I just let Mother Nature go to town, which she is coming to town lately with periodic thunderstorms. I just let her do the work. Anyway, so this 2017, we know we're good on that. We just started this 2013 Troy built after a quick carb clean. Another 2013 snapper here. I love these Quantums. Degrease the recoil. Let it sit here and air dried. We'll throw another air vane spring on. This thing's really dragging. Something's up with that. Got a lot of varnishy buildup most likely, and this will be last on the list, the edger. So mailman just showed up. Didn't look like I got any packages, just looked like some envelopes, which means bills. I want packages or white envelopes. That means it's stuffed with carburetors or traction control cables or safety brake cables. The white envelopes are, because nobody sends me checks. They all want checks. Okay, thanks for coming out. That's the update here from Tommy Time. Appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Tip your waitress and wait staff. They do an awesome job. They really want to succeed that I can with your generous tips. So there you go. 90 in the shade today, so not too bad. Oak tree saving my skin here, so I'm not roasting. I'll throw another one at you tomorrow. Thanks for coming out. Have a good day today.